What's up, guys? It's Alex from Maximum Charge, and today we're going to be looking at the Cafe Cruiser from Ride1Up. This is a very sleek looking e-bike, and it features one of my favorite things ever, a nice, comfy, squishy seat. This bike is a treat to ride. It's so comfortable with the swept back handlebars, and you guys are going to be really surprised at just how fast this motor back here is. What I did is I unlocked the top speed in the settings, and this motor actually went way faster than I expected. So what we're gonna do today is go over the specs and components of this e-bike, and then afterwards we're gonna take it out on the road for a test ride. Let's jump right in. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the specs and components of the Ride1Up Cafe Cruiser. And by the way, link to this e-bike in the description below. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's start up at the top. So, handlebars, we have these nice kind of faux leather grip handlebars. These do feel nice, and they don't twist on me at all. Thumb throttle on the left, obviously your control panel right here. We'll go ahead and take a look at the functions of that later. Nice swept back handlebars. That is a main feature of this bike that makes it very comfortable to ride. And over here, we've got an 8-speed trigger shifter with these Zoom hydraulic disc brake levers. Moving on down, we've got some nice looking cable management. Over here, we've got our suspension preload adjustment and a suspension compression adjustment where you can also lock this out. And you get this fantastic looking logo up front of this badge where it says Class 3, the class of this bike. Basic headlight up front with a reflector and metal fenders. This bike has some road-treaded Chaoyang 26 by 3-inch tires. These tires are very cool looking and very quiet. Quick release for the front axle. 180 millimeter disc brake rotor with the hydraulic disc brake caliper. Love that red accent. Moving on back on the frame, we've got this nice looking Ride1Up logo. And check out the paint job on this bike, guys. This is a cool looking paint job. And the cool looking font down there where it says Cafe Cruiser. Very cool. Basic well-go pedals. Guys, this is one of the main features of this e-bike, this nice, wide, squishy, comfy seat. I don't know how they made this seat, but this seat is one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat on from a stock e-bike. If you buy this bike, you probably will not be replacing this seat. So squishy, so comfy. It's got this like faux leather on top. Another amazing feature of this e-bike is the welded on rear rack. This rack can support a whole lot of weight, and they actually sell a seat that you can put on top to carry a passenger on this bike. And this rack can support that passenger. Look at this. This is welded into the frame. Rear tail light in the back. And there's that Bafang branded motor with another 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brake rotor and another cool looking red accented disc brake caliper. And down here is where you attach the foot pegs for your passenger. And guys, back here we have our 8-speed Shimano HG freewheel. This actually isn't a budget freewheel. This is on the better side. So Ride1Up did put some nice parts on this bike. Got a nicer, higher quality Shimano Acera derailleur, and this area right here protects the frame from the chain slapping down. This feels fantastic. It is nice looking branded Ride1Up. Decently sized front chain ring in the front, and I think this chain ring is actually perfect for the speed that this e-bike is going to be going. And over here looks like we have a waterproof charge port cover on the side. Very nice. And to remove this battery, you simply put the key in here, unlatch this bottom part, and then the battery will come right out. And down here, you've got some mounts for a water bottle holder or some space for a second battery. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the display. So let's go ahead and turn this bike on. So what's nice about this bike is that it does show you your wattage. So however many watts you're using, it will show that to you. If you cycle through, there's our mileage, there's our trip distance, there's our time. If you keep cycling through, it'll show you your max speed, average speed, and then back to the beginning. And let me show you guys how to unlock this bike. So once you turn the bike on, you hold the plus and minus buttons down, all right? And then to get into another menu, you hold the power and the minus buttons together,
Let's do that. There it is. And so this is the wheel size. Let's go ahead and skip over that. Let's press the power button and see where it says L5. That is your top speed. So we have that set all the way up to 45. Typically, I think it's at 35. So bring that all the way up to 45. Go ahead and press the power button, and then we'll hold the power button to get back into the main menu. And guys, check out the speed. So this is going to be just throttle only, pedal assist 5. Watch this. See that? So we're obviously going faster than 20 miles an hour. Now, let me show you guys the pedal assist top speed. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pedals, and you guys are gonna see just how much faster the pedal assist speed is. Watch this. And guys, that's actually at a lower battery. This did get all the way up to 35 miles an hour with a full battery, and the throttle only speed was 28 miles an hour before. So this thing has some serious speed. And guys, here's what I look like on this bike at 5'10". Even sitting on the seat, I can still comfortably reach my feet on the ground. My heels can't quite touch the ground, but this bike isn't all that tall. Standover is very comfortable. Pedaling this bike is very comfortable. And if you do want to obviously increase the seat to get a little bit extra leg power so you can fully extend your legs, that's doable. Suspension travel is very good. And guys, these tires, they are very soft. They are nice and cushy. I did not air them up all the way. I might have aired them up maybe 50% of what they're rated for. And so the tires plus the front shocks plus the seat makes this a very comfortable ride. And the weight of this bike is only 65 pounds. It is a very lightweight bike, so you won't have any issues lifting this bike up if you need to put it on a car rack or bring it upstairs.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Cafe Cruiser on the Ride1Up website. So right now it's listed for $11.95, which is a very good price for what you get. This bike comes in 3 different colors. The one that you see in this video is a gloss finish latte color. It also comes with this indigo matte finish, this kind of dark blue looking color, and a carbon matte finish, almost like a dark gray color. And you can get those 3 colors in the step through version or the step over version, whichever one you prefer. A couple accessories that this bike comes with. You get a rear basket, that rear seat that we talked about already, a Gub phone mount. I actually use this phone mount on all of my review rides, and you get some side bags for the rear rack as well. Very cool. And this touring package, let's take a look at this. What is this all about? So, looks like you can get a suspension seat post, an even cushier seat, and a handlebar mirror. Very nice. There's the advertised 60 Newton meters of torque, class 3 electric bike. Range is advertised at 30 to 50 miles. Of course, they mentioned that depends on the rider weight, terrain, incline, etc., etc. Check this out, guys. So the controller is an 18 amp controller. 18 times 48 equals 864. So this 750 watt geared hub motor will peak at 864 watts. And look at this. The battery is UL certified, and it has Samsung 21700 cells. Very nice. And again, the components on this bike are a step above what you would typically see on these more budget-friendly bikes. It has slightly higher components like the Shimano Acera 8-speed trigger shifter, the 11 to 32 tooth Shimano cassette, not a freewheel, a cassette, the Acera 8-speed derailleur. And right over here, guys, we can see the measurements and the geometry of the bike. So feel free to pause it at this point in the video so you can get a better look at these numbers.
All right, guys, so those are the specs and components of the Ride1Up Cafe Cruiser. Next up, we're gonna take it out on a test ride and see just how it performs. Let's jump right in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the Ride1Up Cafe Cruiser. This is a cushy, comfy, swept back handlebar e-bike, and everyone is gonna know that you are in extreme comfort and luxury when riding this e-bike. But at the same time, we want to know the power. We want to see how this e-bike performs, and we're gonna find out right now. We did unlock. We also increased the pedal assist sensitivity, although we're not going to be using it for this particular hill climb. This is throttle only. So let's see how it does without further ado. Throttle only, main hill climb test.
This is a 48-volt system, 18-amp controller. At least it says so on the website. Let's see how it does. All right, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, go. Very, very easy start, but that's okay. This is the chill e-bike. This is the lowrider version of an e-bike. And speaking of chilling, if you guys like to chill and watch videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and please join my Facebook group, E-Bike Addicts. We have a lot of fun over there. All right, going up 10 miles an hour. It's not bad. It's all right. We're on pedal assist 5. 10 miles an hour, okay. Here we go, crossing the finish line at 13 miles an hour. And it looks like the speedometer is pretty accurate, within acceptable range of about 1 mile an hour. All right, so here's something interesting. Before we do the downhill speed test, I want to show you guys something. So I unlocked this bike, and now the throttle only speed is 27, about 28 miles an hour, okay? Before it was 20, I think it was a class 3 bike locked in. Now we've made it, I guess, class 4 and above. All right, so I don't know if you guys will be able to tell this in the video. The pedal assist speed, if you guys hear, way faster. It's actually 35 miles an hour. That's crazy. And so what we're gonna do is actually ghost pedal down this hill so you guys can actually see the downhill speed. So that's what we'll do, guys. We're gonna kind of gear up for now, get up to speed, and then just ghost pedal and see what this thing will give us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get up to speed. And now we're ghost pedaling. Look at this. We're going 30-something miles an hour, getting power still. So this thing has quite a bit of an upper RPM limit when you're pedaling. So if you do have a lot of leg power to offer and you want to go fast, this thing will actually take you there. It'll go pretty quick, but it won't give you the torque, right? You gotta earn it. You gotta power yourself, use your legs. Let's go ahead and close the visor. I probably look ridiculous wearing a motorcycle helmet, riding a Cafe Cruiser style e-bike, but it is still New England, folks. We're at about 40 degrees today. Got my heated gloves. And what we're gonna do now is our steep hill climb test. I don't think we're gonna make it, but we'll try it anyways, because this is a 48-volt system, but it's under 1,000 watts. So here we go. Let's give it a rolling start, see if it even does it. Yeah. Not a chance. All right, let's back it on down. The tires are very quiet, and they are 26 by 3-inch tires, so they're not narrow, they're still cushy. They give you plenty of comfort there. Very smooth power delivery with this bike. So I'm trying to think of what category to put this bike in. It's honestly a high-speed 48-volt bike. I think I'm trying to decide what to do for the top speed test. I might just stick around this neighborhood and not do our official run, because it's not going to go all that fast regardless, because it's a low wattage system. But we'll see how fast I can pedal it. So we're powering up this hill, no problem, of course. We got plenty of power there. But like you guys saw, if you encounter a steep hill, it's gonna be up to you and your legs. However, if you wanna go fast and you wanna use your legs a lot, this bike will allow you to do that. Very minimal delay with the pedal assist sensor. So once you start pedaling, you pretty much immediately get power. Maybe like a quarter to a half turn, it turns on. So that is fantastic. A lot of other bikes, there's a giant delay, and that's annoying. But thankfully for this one, Ride1Up gave you a high quality pedal assist sensor, nicely tuned. because this bike is going to be pedaled. This is a bike that you pedal. It's not a throttle only bike. So thankfully, they did a good job there. Do you hear those metal fenders? Any little pebbles that you kick up, you will hear it on the metal fenders. It is what it is, folks. Turn it around here. Nice and maneuverable, lightweight bike. I do appreciate that. This isn't a giant, heavy e-bike. And by the way, guys, I did increase the pedal assist sensitivity, so as soon as it senses me pedal, it gives me all the power it has. For some people, they want a nice, easy start, but for me, I'm used to a lot of power, so we could just gun it. We could just get as much power as possible. So what I want to do now is see if I can get this thing as fast as I can. We'll get up to speed as fast as possible with my legs first, and then ghost pedal, and see what kind of speed we get. So let's do that right now. Ghost pedaling. Look at this, we're maintaining. We could pretty much maintain 30 miles an hour with pedaling. Slight uphill, 29. All right. Because you do get a little bit more power on the top end when you're pedaling. So this bike rewards you for pedaling. Try this hill climb. Gear shifting feels phenomenal with the trigger shifter. No adjusting required out of the box. Everything works perfect. Hey, doggy. Hey, buddy. I know. I like e-bikes too, I know. Yes. We got enough power for this hill, especially if you're pedaling, which for this bike, you want to be pedaling. Gearing feels low enough. And this is an 8-speed e-bike. So you get plenty of gears, you get plenty of range. So you get a nice wide range of gears to choose from depending on your needs. And watch this, guys. I'm riding a Cafe Cruiser e-bike. And this looks like a traditional bicycle as well. So you're not gonna get any kind of looks from people being like, what the hell is that guy doing on his moped style e-bike, his motorcycle on the sidewalk? No, this looks like an actual bicycle. And so I can do this on the sidewalk and not feel bad, and no one cares either. Especially because the tires are quiet. This is a quiet little e-bike. When you're riding this, people know you're just chilling. As the name implies, you're cruising. You got nothing to prove, you got nowhere to go. You're trying to cruise around next to the beach, like all the cool kids. The handlebars are nice and comfortable, the faux leather grips. I love the styling of this bike. The paint job looks incredible. And you can tell the quality of this build is just slightly higher than a lot of other e-bikes you get. You can just tell, like, it has a little bit extra quality in its parts. All right, so what I want to do now is try and pedal fast again. So we got this downhill section. So if I'm pedaling hard, I can easily get this thing to 30 miles an hour. And I'm still pedaling, I'm ghost pedaling right now. But we're moving, folks. This bike is actually great for those people who maybe love bicycling in general. They're coming from a traditional bicycle and they don't want to go straight into a moped style e-bike because maybe they like pedaling. Maybe that's something they enjoy and they like getting a lot of exercise from their bike. But at the same time, maybe they do like to go fast. And so this thing will allow you the ability to go fast. 30 miles an hour from a 48 volt system, that's fantastic. So this motor seems like it's definitely wound to be a higher RPM, lower torque motor. If you need the torque, you gotta pedal, folks. Across the street. What a beautiful morning. It's Friday right now and it's been raining all week and it's going to rain again tomorrow and the day after. And so this is the one nice day actually that we get this week. And so I figured I'd get out here and do another e-bike video review for you guys where the weather actually looks good. Everything is nice and quiet. The swept back handlebars are so comfortable. It's a vibe, guys. When people see you on this, they know you're just vibing. You're just hanging out. You're one of the cool kids.
Big bump right there. Feels fine with those tires, although this is still a hardtail bike. You're not gonna expect anything incredible for suspension with this, because there is none in the back, but the ride feels nice and soft. And the seat comfort, man, that is on a whole other level. This seat rivals my Cloud 9 seat. So this is a long, steep-ish hill, and we're on the lowest gear. We're pedaling, folks. And I did have the seat on the lowest height. Let's go ahead and increase it. That way I can get a little bit more leverage for my legs. Because after all, this is a bike you pedal. Here we go. Yeah, much better. Now I can actually get extension at the hips and knees and use my legs a bit more. So I think this bike is, 840 watts, something like that. So it's not gonna give you a ton of power. And it does have those bigger wheels, which means there's gonna be less torque overall. Generally speaking, the bigger the wheel, the higher the speed. The smaller the wheel, the higher the torque. All right, let's test out these Zoom hydraulic disc brakes. We'll get up to 20, see how they stop. All right, 20. Seemed to work just fine. Let's do that again. 20 miles an hour and brakes. Yeah. Fine, the back locks up. Started to slide out for me sideways a tiny bit, but it's no big deal. It's what you can expect from 180 millimeter rotors and hydraulic disc brakes. It's a pretty good stopping power for a lightweight bike. Front suspension, we got some travel in there, folks. Nothing to write home about, but they work just fine. You're not gonna be off-roading this thing anyway. At least I hope you don't. But for maybe like a gravel road, this will be fine. If you hit some bumps in the road, some potholes, you'll be fine. If you're looking for a bike to keep within the legal realm of class 2 and 3, this would be a good option because it's not going to offer you a lot of power anyway when you unlock it. What, 840 watts? That's not that far off from 750. So if you want a bike that stays legal, if you're worried about that, I know there's a lot of laws regarding that, this is a pretty good option. I'm ghost pedaling right now. I'm just using the pedals as a throttle. Another downhill speed test. Look at us. We're flying, guys. I gotta brake. We're flying. And this thing, remember, it gives me power up to like 35 miles an hour. And that's why I can do this right now. I was ghost pedaling the whole time. Top speed while pedaling. See what we get. Look at that. I'm getting up to 32. Wow. And it was giving me power the whole time. Come to a complete stop. Boom. Look at that. Whew. So when you unlock this bike, you essentially get a small boost in top speed. Usually these bikes come locked at 28 miles an hour while you're pedaling. And for throttle, they come locked in at 20 miles an hour. And so this just gives you a little bit extra when you unlock it. Nothing to write home about, but you don't buy bikes like this for speed anyway. Seating position, I love it. It's a cruiser, what can I tell you? It's made for comfort. If this had a handlebar stem riser, oh man, it'd be outrageous. But right now we're comfy. We're just hanging out, guys. This is not an aggressive off-road mountain bike style frame and handlebar setup. This is a cruiser. I do like that the display shows your power, how many watts you're using. Very handy. And the nice thing about a lower powered system is that your battery will last longer. So we'll do a 10-mile ride in this bike and we'll throw it on the voltmeter, and I know the battery level is going to be plenty high. We've barely touched the battery. So if you're going to be pedaling this a lot, which you probably will be if you're buying a bike like this, you'll get a good amount of range. You'll get a lot of range, actually.
I like the open, clean look of these handlebars. It's not a cluttered area. It doesn't have a giant display. And some of you guys like that, some of you might not. And if you don't, this is a good looking handlebar. Very minimalist. Let's try this sidewalk of doom, if you can call it, if you can even call it a sidewalk. I feel the seat helping me a lot. Cushy, comfy seat. We're just throttling only. The tires are doing a lot of the work. It is a soft ride for a hardtail, folks. We didn't air the tires up too much. Maybe like halfway up to whatever it says. Because you're not gonna be worried about rolling resistance with a bike like this. You want comfort. This is a cruiser, folks. Remember, we're cruising. We're chilling. Coolest kid on the block right now. See this guy peeling off? He's just jealous. Or she. I don't know who was driving. If you are not a speed demon, this bike is fantastic. You get a lot of comfort, and you could just pedal along. And I'm not worried about getting in trouble with the law with this bike. It looks like a normal bicycle. In its locked state, it's legal, right? Class 3. When you unlock it, even then, it only gives you a tiny bit more. Most law enforcement probably would not care at all about this. At least in the US. Yeah, plenty of power, throttle only. It'll give you up to 28 miles an hour throttle only when it's unlocked, so that is nice. Although it's not a lot of power, it does work. So if you're going downhill like right now, I'm throttling, going 28. Easy. But see, when we get on our main hill climb again, the display is showing me 800 watts, and we're just crawling up. If you live in a flat area, this bike is great. If you get some hills around, expect to pedal. Yeah, so I'm pedaling. It's still giving me about 800 watts, 750 now, 758. But I'm barely putting any power in. Yeah, and this hill is on the steeper side also. When you get to a steep hill, you want that seat extended so you can really power through with your legs. I'm putting a decent amount of pressure into the pedals, and we're getting up this 7 miles an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like content like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this bike. And if you don't like this video, tell me why in the comments. Tell me why you're mad. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and my Facebook group, E-Bike Addicts. We have a lot of fun there. Link to this bike in the description below. If there's any discounts or coupon codes, they'll be down there. That's it for today, folks. Until next time.